Right, the time for entertainment. MSG has joined me. Yes, the Grammys will come up later. What we have to talk about on the Grammys will come up later. But there's a story about Sam Ajete, the guy who used to
taxi driver.
Yes,
Titi.
And there's some stories coming up about him. It's not pleasant.
Not pleasant at all. So let's start with something that is maybe more pleasant, and it has to do with the Meet the Press. Today, the sector minister, Madam Catherine Afeku, called for, an interaction with the press. So we had...
You can say your own Meet the Press.
Our own Meet the Press, where after we've been,
sidelined.
That's the word,
the presidential encounter.
Yes, so we get to meet our sector minister, but the issues varied from the theatre to the contribution of the arts to the GDP, to somebody who has been appointed by the minister to do research across the country for the movie sector, which a lot of people are not happy with. First off, let's start with...
And then the launch of
Ejako and Daddy Lumba TV. A lot of people are very, very interested in that. Okay, so let's start off with the promise they made to us in the 2016 manifesto, that they were going to get us, every region was going to get a theatre. Now, it turns out to be that we're hearing something else.
Okay, so what's it now?
Well, let's listen to the sector minister speak to the issue.
The management team has agreed that the first item to use our capex for is to rehabilitate the 3 regional theatres. The one in Sekondi Takoradi is very old. The investor we have gotten is thinking either to demolish or to renovate, and we are yet to see and receive the cost-benefit analysis, either to keep the old one or to build a new one. As for Tamale, we do have an opportunity to build a brand new national theatre. The one in Ashanti region, GT has already been there a couple of times. I've been with them. There were some constructions during the Jubilee year in 2007, and we think the drawings and the design does not befit the Ashanti region. So we are seriously in touch with the original architects to see how we can redo and build a proper befitting national theatre for the region.
All right, so that's about, so we are going to have the civic centers, national civic...
Commission for Civic Education.
Yeah, and no, it's supposed to be the Center for National Culture. We have that across region. Right. Those are going to be renovated to become the theaters they promised us. I don't know. Now, let's talk about...
Whichever way. I mean, so long as there's some theatre.
That's not a building. That's not building theatres across the region. But let's talk about the contribution of the arts to GDP. Now, the minister has told us how much the tourism sector contributes to GDP, even though our facts here indicates that that figure she mentioned, which was about 3 billion, is not the contribution of the tourism sector to GDP. And she keeps saying that the tourism is the 4th contributor to GDP.
For largest contributor.
Well, they say, the fact checkers here say it's not true. They say it's the 4th foreign exchange earner, and the minister says it's semantics. But how much does, well, you see Israel rolling his eye. I keep quiet.
Nobody saw me roll my eye.
I'm telling them. But how much does the art contribute to the sector, madam?
It's in our budget, and it is just semantics. Tourism comes after gold, cocoa, oil, and the tourism sector. Now we are asking the Ministry of Finance in their deliberation to add the tourism and the creative arts sector. But it is, and this comes from GSS, tourism is the next sector that contributes a lot to our GDP.
So, Israel, away from that, let's talk about Tourism TV. The minister tells us that she's acquired license for a television station. Okay. Today, she says it's in partnership with the private sector. I'm not sure what she'll say tomorrow.
Ministry, our business is not to be in business. And when we speak, we get it very generic. It is a private sector that we facilitated for them. To get NCA to approve a TV license, an ordinary businessman will really struggle. So we use the muscle of the ministry to support. And we also went into partnership with this entity that it is because the creative sector is under us. We want to ensure that the content that you'll be putting on your TV has our input. So even the consultancy that has been put in place for them to do the building, the logistics, the machinery, the equipment, we are involved because it is in our interest. That is why I said we have brought a tourism TV. It is not our money, but it is our muscle and our lobbying.
Okay, so how about the Ejako TV?
So we are having Ejako TV launched on Sunday. It's a mobile app. She says that it will be used as a social media app that would get money for Ejako. So Ejako is going to be promoting his, either movies or anything relating to Ejako via that medium. So it's going to be an app that will be launched. Would there be a low-win one too? She says that gradually a lot of them are, moving towards that direction, including Daddy Lumba's app, which will be launched in March. What will that have? Music? No, hygiene. He's going to be preaching hygiene through that app. So you can get an app, Israeli app. So let's talk about Sam Adjeteyfio, who you mentioned earlier. Yeah. He was on a Delay show and he tried recounting some things that happened in the past when he left his wife for another woman and the ordeal he had to go through. So we titled it, and Sam Adjetey wept.
I have been saying it. It's one big mistake I made in my life. To forsake my own children. I hope to God they are forgiving me, I didn't get it easy. When those children came, now I was chasing a demon who was destroying my children. And then I really am sorry. I pray that no man goes that way, forsaking your own children and going after some demon of a woman. Mr. Ramu, learn from my experience. Don't do it. You'll regret. Say, Siano, according to my doctors, I have an enlarged heart. Okay. Part of my, almost say the lower chamber of my heart is not able to pump the blood fully. So after pumping the blood, some blood is left in the chamber. And that is why my feet are swollen. Okay. Until now, mommy have problems. No, apart from that, very soon I'll have to undergo some surgery to correct certain things in my body. What things? Almost say some of the organs have shifted position.
You see, I always have a problem with people when they seek to demonize people they have been with. I mean, I think it's unfair for him to say, demon of a woman. Well, if you listen to the entire interview, well, I am not saying that he's justified, but if you watch the entire interview, some of the things that he said this woman did to his children are abnormal. And I don't know, but that's his side of the story. You can talk about the fact that things didn't go well, but to actually go ahead, because I'm sure the woman would have something to say about it. That's true, though. So let's talk about the Grammys before I go. And you know that Stonebwoy was nominated together with Morgan Heritage. Morgan. Yes, the Morgan Heritage Band. And unfortunately, they didn't pick their category, and it was given to Damian Marley. And so Stonebwoy loses out. Timaya loses out automatically as well. But good news for us here in Ghana is that Ed Sheeran's Divide got to pick up, an award, and in that Divide album, we know we have something with Fuse ODG in there. So we are thinking that automatically Fuse ODG also becomes an awardee. Yeah. So right there, it's up there. It's on his Twitter page. It says, man's a Grammy Award-winning songwriter now. Thanks for Ed for coming to Ghana. Oh, what an honor. And it's the best pop vocal album, Divide. All right. Sheeran, Fuse ODG. So that's good news. But Fuse ODG as co-writer. So we have been wondering what Killbeats gets to benefit in this, because he produced that song. But I've also seen one other photo of Killbeats being acknowledged. Okay, so then what about Moogies of R2Bs? Because he features in, this is a Yena Boami song, or one of the 2 songs that were produced here in Ghana. So it looks like it's good news for us here in Ghana. At least we can ride, we can ride on the back of these. Charlie, we also win Grammy, So that'll be for entertainment, Israel. All right, thank you very much, Miss.